with these federal cuts and the power that the state government has to respond. So I'm your Assemblymember Sarahana Shrestha. I represent you in the lower chamber of the state government. That's the New York State Legislature. And we are in session only from January to June. And then the rest of the time we don't do official business. So we are here because we think that there is an emergency that we have to respond to. And that emergency is a federal spending plan that has been enacted by the Trump administration. And what it does is it slashes Medicaid, SNAP, student loans, climate investments by over $1 trillion just so that a tax cut of over $4 trillion can be paid for. Boom! Yes. And not only that, there are new spending. A whole lot of it is for ICE. $170 billion is for border and immigration, and ICE recruitment is promising $50,000 signing bonus, as well as student loan forgiveness, which nobody else gets to have. But this is what's happening, and the national debt is increasing by over $3 trillion, right? So here's what's going to happen if we leave this as is. The biggest hit is going to be on Medicaid. And if you think that you don't have to be worried because you're not on Medicaid, you are mistaken. Because the way our healthcare system works, our hospitals, they are reimbursed for the services they provide, emergency care, Medicaid care that they provide through our Medicaid budget. So what that means is when we are facing a big hole, it means hospitals are going to close. It means the neediest of hospitals are most likely to close. It means 200,000 hospital jobs are going to be lost, and we are already hearing about layoffs at hospitals, and nobody wants hospitals to be closing. Absolutely nobody, right? This is a bipartisan issue. It doesn't matter what income bracket you're from. We need to be able to get health care. And not only that, if you're on a different plan, if you're on a private plan, people are already getting notices that your costs are also going up, because this is what happens. This is what happens when you chip away at the main way that we fund our healthcare system. So we live in New York State, which is the second richest state in the country. We have more wealth here than in countries like Sweden. The difference is we really do allow the very wealthy, the corporations, the people who make thousands per minute when they're sleeping because they have made all these investments that they don't even have to work for. We allow these people to hoard the collective wealth that we have. So right now what's happening in the state government is people are thinking, well, for this budget, the currently active one, we only have a $750 million cap, so we don't need to do anything. We don't need to go back in Albany. We'll just deal with that with the reserves, and then we're going to figure out next year what's going to happen. We're going to wait till we pass the next budget in April or May or whenever it's going to be, and that's going to be fine. And we are here to say that is actually not fine. Yeah. It is not fine, because we have our county executive, Jen Metzger, here, and other county folks who are terrified, mayors and town supervisors. They're terrified because these localities already don't have enough money to meet the needs of the people they're serving. And now, not only is the state facing these cuts, so are the counties, so are the cities, so are the localities. So we cannot leave this year full of uncertainties when we don't know what's going to happen to our food stamps, when we don't know what's going to happen to people getting the care that they need, what's going to happen when people get sick. And guess what? People are getting sick. People are still getting COVID, right? What's going to happen if we lose our healthcare workers? So that's what we are here to talk about, because in New York State, a person who makes $215,000 pays the same tax rate as somebody who makes $1 million. Boo, you can boo that. A person who makes $5 million in personal income tax pays the same rate fair share, we would raise $20 billion in a year. If we tax capital gains, which are the investments you make for which you don't even have to work for, if we taxed it at a value more than $500,000, we would make billions of dollars per year. Right? It's not a one-time, it's every year. And New York, lots of corporations make large corporate profits in New York, and yet the tax rate that we charge it is lower than New Jersey, is lower than Massachusetts, is lower than Vermont, is lower than Delaware.
It's lower than Pennsylvania.
It's lower than Pennsylvania. And if we fixed it, we would raise $7 billion every year. I don't know if somebody's doing the math, but so far we have way more money than these budget cuts, which we need to be spending on all of the holes that we have in our social foundation, which we're going to talk about in a bit. But for now, I'm going to pass it to our county executive, Jen Metzger, so that she can tell us